I'm Cheryl Booth, a psychic medium from Los Angeles. If you'd like to visit my website, it's www.cherylbooth.com. I've been doing this work for over 20 years. I was originally mentored by a wonderful British medium named Brian Hurst, and Brian actually was also responsible in helping to launch the career of James Van Praagh. In fact, James and I sat in the same psychic development circle back in the 1980s. I'm a published author. I've written a book called Johnny Angel is My Brother, A Psychic Medium's Journey. My younger brother John was born with severe cerebral palsy, and he helped me to understand that people who come into this world with those kinds of extreme challenges are often very evolved beings. The book is also about my struggle to accept who I am. I was a psychic kid. I had precognitive dreams from the age of 2, if you can believe that, and my mother had a real hard time dealing with the fact that these things often had a way of coming true. I actually predicted, I saw a newspaper headline in a dream when I was 11 that stated there was going to be a 6-day war between Egypt and Israel, and that Israel was going to win. And when I told her this, she thought I was crazy. She said, "You got to quit watching the news, kid. You got to go outside and, play more, just have a good time." Well, sure enough, 2 weeks later we were watching the news broadcast, and there it was, exactly as I'd seen it in my dream. Mom marched over to the television and turned it off, whirled around and looked at me and said, "I don't know where that's coming from, young lady, but I think it's the devil. You make it stop." I knew I wasn't in league with the devil, but I didn't want to upset Mom. She was getting sick with cancer. She had enough problems. So I pushed it aside for a number of years. Then when I was 17, I heard a voice in my head for the first time. That's called clairaudience. Most of the psychic input that I receive today is still through clairaudience, clairvoyance, and clairsentience, and that just means clear hearing, seeing, and feeling. Everybody's psychic to varying degrees. You can learn to develop it if you're willing. It's just like learning to play an instrument or a sport. It takes dedication, it takes patience, and it takes practice. I'm a certified hypnotherapist. I've also helped many people who have witnessed crimes but blocked out the details to remember them under hypnosis. I plan to obtain a forensics degree so that I can be allowed more readily on crime scenes. Well, I've worked on a number of missing persons cases over the years, notably one involving a 3-year-old girl in Ohio. Her family got in touch with me to see if I could get some psychic information to pass along to the police because they were stumped. And I went into a meditative state and had a vision. I saw a street sign that said Forest Street. I saw a park running alongside of it. I also saw a dumpster in the park, and unfortunately I knew in my gut that is where this young girl was going to be found. Then I saw another headline, which often accompany my dreams, saying, "Missing girl found in dumpster on Friday." It was a hard call to make, but I did call the family back and conveyed this to them. And sure enough, less than a week later, it all bore out exactly that way. This sort of thing is far from the easiest aspect of the work that I do, but if it can help families and loved ones stop feeling the need to be hyper-vigilant or guilty, wondering and worrying about their loved ones on a day-to-day basis, then it's all worthwhile.